The U.S. Department of Energy Solar Decathlon invites 20 college teams to design, build, and operate solar-powered houses that are cost-effective, energy-efficient, and aesthetically pleasing. A team from the City College of New York recently won entry into this prestigious international contest with its solar roof pod design. We'll meet the creative minds involved in this groundbreaking project and get an up-close look at the design that's turning heads among clean energy and affordable housing professionals.
I came interested in the solar decathlon because it's a hands-on experience. You know, like we don't do that in the design studio. It's like we design, but it's like we never get to really build it actually, you know? So that was like the first thing, like I'm actually gonna get to build a house.
The inspiration for us was New York City. We looked at the previous entry of the solar decathlon, and they all address a house that's on a lawn somewhere in the suburbs. And no one has really stepped up and said, what do we do in urban cities? Our rooftops get extremely hot in the summer. Basically, once you install a solar roof pod on top of a roof, the solar roof pod itself absorbs all this energy.
As a resident of New York City, understanding the urban fabric on an architectural basis, you sort of see this as an opportunity to give back to the city for everything it's given us.
I started out being interested more in architecture when I first migrated to the United States. I came from Cairo, Egypt. Although it is an urban city, it's not like New York. Nothing is like New York. The skyscrapers, the skyline was just so beautiful, and I wanted to make one of my own as a child.
A lot of the stuff we do is with sustainability, and a lot of the firms out there, I think, are pushing towards that, and I think that gives us like the upper advantage, you know.
For here, we still need to construct, finish building, and we're still in the design process.
Septic tank, gray water tank, potable water tank. Okay? 2 potable water, 2 septic, 1 gray water.
But it's only 3 specs.
That's only 3 specs.
So working with engineers has been, you know, a little tough. But we try to, as best as possible, to understand each other. You know, it's a great experience because that's what's going to happen in the real world.
I think the most challenging thing is coordination, not only with the engineers, but with ourselves. Because a project like this on such a scale where everybody's doing their own thing, everything needs to weave together and back to one central point at a certain time. You know, what you draw and what you actually build is 2 separate things. So where we end up in 4 months, nobody knows.
Unlike traditional stick frame building, this roof pod is actually made of building blocks, and they're essentially smart blocks that are heavily insulated. So if these blocks are mass-produced in prefabrication factories, then this thing gets erected fast and extremely cheap.
We practice, and you need to say when we're ready for these. Because once those are welded, they're welded. That's it. Yeah.
It feels great. I mean, I don't know any architecture student that actually built a house that they've worked on themselves. A lot of architects graduate and they don't actually build anything, and they get stuck in a big firm designing a bathroom detail for years. So to have this opportunity before we graduate is just amazing. It's priceless.
When we first saw how the cabinets was getting built in the woodshop, it's like, oh my God, it's happening. So it feels great. But I think the stage is really gonna be like, I'm gonna get really emotional about, is when the house is actually done. So that's the stage, and when we're in Washington, I think I'm not gonna be able to like function properly because I'm gonna be so like, oh my God.
Everyone's really excited. Just, you know, sitting here on it, you know, it's real, and it's gonna get done eventually. And I look forward to really going down to Washington, D.C., seeing the other 20 teams.
The opportunity that presents itself there is tremendous. You know, you get to meet everybody that you need for your profession, basically. People come down to this event simply to see student projects, to, you know, recruit. So it's quite exciting to see where we will end up. You know, we have what I think is a strong project, but there's also 19 other strong projects. So
We'll win.
Like I said, just being one of those 20 students internationally is a winner within itself. We're all winners, and we'll just there to see what other teams and other countries have, what other innovations they have.